Hello, my lovely cherubima. Welcome in. I hope you guys are doing really well. I've been called to do a reading, and this is going to be a freestyle. So, if the title resonated, there's probably something here for you. Not everything in a tarot reading has to fit you perfectly, okay? Take what feels right for you and leave everything else. And thank you for all your likes, your comments, and your donations. I've been away a little bit. But to all my original viewers, hello, I love you. Thank you for still being here. And to everyone new here, I like to help people create their own reality using the tarot keys the way they were always intended to be used. And that is for us to find power in our own lives, to create our life to be a beautiful, artistic reality, a dream come true. So I hope you're doing really well. I'm just going to jump right in and see what's going on. Whew. Temperature changes. I don't know if someone's been experiencing temperature changes. That was a 7 of Wands that just dropped on the floor. So someone could be going through fluctuations when it comes to maybe dropping their guard. I'm getting that you're dropping your guard because I literally just dropped that on the floor. But if it wants to come out again, it will. Yeah, we've got the Fool card. So I feel like you're dropping your guard, and I feel like, you know, you've created a brand new platform of life for yourself, a whole new way of being. I'm getting the word emerging coming through. This is like you've grown wings, okay? This is like you've grown your cherubim wings. This is like you've grown wings, okay? This is like you've grown your own set of angel wings or fairy wings, and you're ready to take flight somehow on a brand new adventure. A brand new course has been set for you, and this has taken a lot of work. As much as people think that the Fool card is just about a fresh start, a fresh start, a fresh start. No, this is a monumental fresh start for you, and you've really gathered a lot of rich key information about yourself. You've really kind of hooked into your own soul. God, that sounds crazy. But what I'm getting as a vision coming through is someone who's climbing. And you know those things they wear on their feet, those metal spikes, so they can really get their feet into the rocks and they can really get a grip on stuff? That's what I'm seeing here. So this is no small little Fool card. This is epic. This is you really releasing a lot of old stuff, keeping what's valuable in this gorgeous little bag that represents all the valuable data that you take from lifetime to lifetime with you everywhere you go. And you've accessed all of this information by flowing with your higher self and letting your heart guide you, okay? We've got the pretty little Persian cat down here on the card, and the infinity band, I call it, for this card. And, you know, you're learning to dance with life. You're learning to really go with the flow in a beautiful rhythmic way. So you've let go of any old baggage, stuff that was hindering you. Parts of yourself maybe that didn't fit you, you know, that which we call the lower self. You've let that go, you know, bad habits or, you know, emotional traits that weren't benefiting you. And this is a really solid platform, but it's also floating, as you can see here on the card. It's free to move wherever it wants to go. I'm getting the word macabre coming through, okay, whichever way you say it. That is you being an immortal being and knowing that you exist forever in your heart's energy. So it's a beautiful release I'm getting, but also a new lease of life. So there's a lot of leasing here. I don't know if that word means something to you. Your name could be Lisa, or you could know a Lisa. That's just for some of you out there, okay? I get random messages through the readings, so, you know, it doesn't have to fit everybody. You could literally be getting a new pad, a new house, taking out a lease on a car or something like that. Or maybe this is just you taking out a new contract on yourself, because this is big, okay? This is epic and monumental. And you're seeing yourself through the clearest of lenses. You've got value for yourself. You've got self-love. You've let go of a lot of, you know, loathing for life, maybe for some of you. You've let go of maybe trying to control things, you know, that you can't change and stuff like that. You know, the things we all do when life comes at us, particularly when we're younger. And we have to kind of learn to kind of maneuver our way around those things and get out of that labyrinth. And I feel like you've escaped that labyrinth. And that word keeps coming up a lot in my readings. So you might want to go and check out a few of my more recent readings because you've let go of things that give you headaches and nightmares. You've really kind of learnt to be free here and go with the flow, but also, set the right boundaries and hold yourself in beautiful regard. This is about you holding yourself in the right frame of mind, seeing yourself in the right light, I'm getting here, and seeing yourself as the beautiful divine being that you truly, truly are. I feel like you did a lot of reflection here with the Nine of Swords, because we've got a rose on this cushion here. So I feel like through, anything you've gone through in life that has caused you, anguish or pain, you've learned to find the beautiful folds in your soul through those journeys and through those experiences. And you've taken all the parts of that experience and you've forged a steel sword with this, okay? I really feel like you've got your defenses in the right place, or you've learned to be so strong and stable that you are your own weapon in life, but in a way that allows you to set yourself free. So this would be about having the pillar of severity in place and the pillar of mercy when it comes to, having a heart, but also boundaries are really important in this reading. So through your experiences, you didn't just let them hurt you, and you didn't just, fall down like a house of cards. You built yourself a fortress internally. And this is what's given you this solid platform that now you can bounce off of. And you know that you are the strength in your life. You know that no matter what happens to you, you can rely on yourself to bounce back up. And you know your strengths now. I feel like something you went through here, Nine of Swords energy, you went through it, but you took the ammo out of the situation. You didn't let it drag you down. You jumped up onto your pedestal eventually, no matter how long it took you, and you forged yourself into a new being. So now you're ready to face the world in a lovely, new and fascinating way. I feel like you find life really fascinating again. And there is a gentleness to this card, but I feel like you're getting this va-va-voom, this get up and go. There's a zest for life here that I find really beautiful and really intriguing. So if you feel comfortable, let me know what's going on in the comments, because you've really forged yourself into a higher being, I would say here, and earned your stripes and earned your wings. And the color purple on this gorgeous little fairy here tells me that you see yourself in a beautiful regal fashion. Now that word may or may not resonate with you, but this is about you living, through your crown chakra. This is about you holding yourself in high regard and knowing you've got what it takes to face the world and be your own fortress, but also have those wings fluttering. So there's a beautiful balance in your soul now where you won't take anyone's crap, but at the same time, if they happen to be, not good for you, you've got the tools and the power to either let them go or handle it. And this is about self-reliance with this Fool card. Being strong enough to rely on yourself is giving you the freedom to try new things in such a gorgeous way. I'm really happy to see these cards on the table. We've got the Hierophant here as well. So, I feel like you access the divine in your own unique and personal way. And there's such a lovely balance here with the eyes on these columns. And they're not regular columns on this card. They're kind of slanted in, almost more triangular or pyramidical, or whatever, whatever we want to call the triangle here. But I'm getting something about the balance in the eyes here. The blue and the green. That's interesting. You're seeing life through a new lens. So this is about your own personal spiritual philosophy here. And, I feel like you've kind of patchworked in a lot of beliefs in a beautiful way. You could resonate with lots of different kind of spiritual things, but I feel like you've learned to take the best and leave the rest. You've learned to take the fragments and the gems that suit your soul and build your own apothecary, your own internal collage, if you like, of things that resonate with you. It's lovely energy because you're not just gonna follow someone else's doctrine. You're doing it the right way and you're connecting to the divine in your own unique personal way. And this is how you sow beautiful new energies onto the earth plane. It's by doing things your own way and being your own creator of reality by taking the uniqueness that you are and finding things that fit you rather than, believing fully in one religion or fully in one type of spirituality. You are someone who I feel like is so multidimensional, multifaceted. I'm just seeing like gems and, lovely. You've got this beautiful patchwork soul where you may have loads of different parts to you and different angles and ways of seeing things, but you can appreciate so much in so many different ways. It's kaleidoscopic. That's the energy I'm getting from you. And that's you doing it correctly, being a unique creature and giving back to the earth in a unique way. And this is doing monumental things non-physically. I'm getting that this is creating beautiful new energies in the non-physical that help so many people in the fabric of reality, in the quantum field. So I'm really impressed with this. You've escaped any lower frequencies long ago, and you really did, do this in your own beautiful way. You really did it your way here, okay? And I do feel like the color blue is really important here. I'm getting Frank Sinatra as a reference here, okay? And I don't know why the color blue is coming up with that. So do let me know if that resonates. Okay, blue velvet as well. So that's just for one person out there. That could be a personal message. That could be a personal message. Sorry, your ancestors are getting through me quickly there. Do you hear how quickly spirit moves when they move my voice? That's a personal message for one of you out there. To do with vintage songs or songs from the old days. That's just to let you know that this reading is for you and confirm, that you're on the right pathway as well. So, let me know if that resonates. The Chariot card as well. You've got 3 huge major arcana cards here. And look at the balance. And there's that Merkaba, as I say it, that I was talking about with this platform here. And this gorgeous compass, this little one is wearing a badge that represents him following universal law and having his soul upright or her soul upright when it comes to how they're guided. This is about being in the energy of pure divine truth, your own divine truth, yes. And everyone is unique in how they perceive that truth. But this is about you really, aligning your life to the upright and flowing towards source energy in such a beautiful way, rather than getting stuck in any lower world traps that can pull us to the lower world, right? By focusing on, toxic things or, making the wrong choices for ourselves. You've made the right choices and you're following your life's plan really beautifully and really perfectly here, which is why there's a golden carpet on this card. And you may want to check out my last reading that speaks about a spooky pathway, or you may just have escaped quite a spooky pathway, or a pathway that for some people could have felt quite eerie and quite, eerie maybe, or unknown. You faced a lot of unknown things. You got out of your comfort zone and, you're flying free now with this card that's gorgeous. Number 7 could resonate. We've got 0, 5, and 7. For some reason, I feel like numbers are your thing. Perhaps numerology is your thing, or you've been seeing a lot of numerological synchronicities lately. Zeros particularly, they're saying midnight could be really important for one person out there. So let's see where this is going. I just keep hearing your headaches are in the past. And you found, there's that 7 of Wands, you found a way of making sure you've got this. It's like locked and loaded energy. You're no longer ammo free, and I feel like you've got a beautiful heart, but I feel like your beautiful heart could have got you into trouble in the past. So you learned to have the right balance of self-protection whilst also maintaining a gleeful, gorgeous, vibrant, lovely outlook. So you haven't given up that beautiful, fluffy heart of yours, but you are protecting it. Okay, and that's what your soul planned to do with this 9 of Swords. And this 7 of Wands coming out again after it dropped on the floor. So you're dropping unneeded defenses because you've become so self-trusting and so confident in your abilities and your life skills that now you're ready to get back out there. That's what I feel like. You're ready to make a new voyage and take a chance on life again. That's what I feel like here. And this will feel like an epic new awakening, a beautiful new start. Again, it's like you've really armored yourself up with experience. That's the way I'm going to put it here. You really learned from your life lessons. Oh, I'm getting 3 gold stars here for you from your spirit guides, because you've done what we come here to do. You've done the spiritual work and you've really turned lead into gold here. And it's all about that consciousness and how we view life and how we transmute energy through viewing things in the right way. So you've learned to appreciate even, the negative things because they give you your guidance. They realign you. When something doesn't feel good, you learn from it and you realign to this beautiful pathway, your own personal golden pathway. And I just really love this. Again, we've got wings on the Chariot card here. The checkerboard of the lower world is in your past. As you can see on the Hierophant card here, the checkerboard is behind you. And now you're doing things your way in the perfect alchemical way for you. 5 of Swords here. So you're a real warrior, okay? And I feel like you're a warrior of love in the sense that you've got a lot of gorgeous energies. Rainbows could mean a lot to you. Why am I getting like multifractal? You could have had a really, really important spiritual experience lately that really opened you up, okay? I'm getting mushrooms coming through here. That could mean something to somebody. And they're giving me deja vu. So maybe you've had some reveries lately or some visions, because this is deja vu, but it's deep. It's really a lovely, thick energy that you've been floating in. And by thick, I mean supportive, cozy, spiritual energy, but it's deeper than cozy. The richness of your soul has really taken off here. And you found yourself, and you found that the universe blankets you in all that you do. And the universe supports you in all that you do. And it's almost like a cashmere energy to your soul where and I'm getting rock and roll here for somebody, that you've got the tools, but also that the universe supports you fully. So I'd say you're being brave, but it's more than that. It's like you don't need to be brave anymore because you're floating on air. I'm getting that you're ready to rock and roll again. So with all these cards down here, we've got 2 9s here. And they're telling me this is something you had to deal with 2 9s, 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands, that maybe had truffles. Okay, that could mean something, like a treble couple. Maybe you were in a triangulative situation. I don't want to say that, okay? This is just spirit kind of moving my voice a little bit. I feel like you've dealt with something in this life that maybe was a little bit tricky for you in previous lives, is what I meant to say there. And, 5 of Swords energy is mental conflict and wanting to do something, but knowing it's going to cause you pain. And you finally got out of that. And now you've turned it around so that the things that are bad for you no longer tempt you. You no longer, I'm getting F-boys, right? You no longer want to deal with things that are going to hurt you. So you've turned the nature of your soul around so that you're not tempted by negative things anymore. And I feel like this maybe took you they're really making me stutter over your past lives. So I feel like it was hard for you in previous lives and you've achieved a new way of looking at something. This could be to do with relationships, toxic patterns in relationships. And you could have, found it a little bit tricky to untangle yourself from those habits of maybe who you were drawn to, the type of people you were drawn to. As we all do, we all go through it. But, you've done it in this lifetime. You've really untangled your mind from a net of repetitive patterns, because 2 9s tell me that you were on the verge of completing this a couple of lifetimes ago, and then in the last lifetime, and now you've done it, you've broken free. So they want me to separate these cards from the cards at the top, because this is a big major life lesson that you've ticked the box of. So bravo, I want to clap for you. This is beautiful. I want to see some claps in the comments, okay? Because this is really gorgeous. You've gone from dealing with, minor arcana cards here, things that tripped you up in previous lives. And I've got your ancestors, they keep trying to get through my voice. So hence, it sounds like stuttering or stammering, but spirit moves in quite a quick way. So they just jump in quite quickly. All right. You're ready to be generous again, okay, with major energy. And these are, important lessons that you've learned. And sometimes it's those niggly ones, doing things we know we're not supposed to do. Someone's ancestor keeps getting in on me with this stuff because they were with you while you were stressed out, and they were really cheering you on as you got through these things quite easily compared to the previous life. In this life, I'm not saying it was easy, but it was a lot easier than it was before. So they're really proud of you here, because I think your soul took a hit a couple of times in a previous life. And I feel like for most of you, that's in relationships, dealing with the wrong people and, banging your head against the wall kind of thing. And your ancestors so happy you knocked your way through that wall, or you made that wall vaporize. All right. And now you've just got this clear, open road. Six of Pentacles energy tells me that you're ready to be generous with your soul again. There's a lovely balance with this Six of Pentacles, which is what I was talking about. You're no longer attracted to those crappy things that lead you away from source energy. Those temptations, tempting toxic people, whatever the habit may be. It could even be something you were dealing with food, or, maybe addictions or something like that. But you've cracked it. You've done it. And you're ready now. Six of Pentacles energy. You're a whole new person. And I find it really beautiful. I'm really proud of whoever this reading is for. You're ready to take a new version of you out into the world with you, with this whole new set of tools, this whole new vantage point, and new essences in your soul's cabinet for you to experiment with and paint new canvases with and go out into the world and do things in the world with, right? Five of Pentacles energy. So you found that disco ball here. You've literally found that disco ball. And, you could be ready to start a new career or something like that. Before you were, ignoring all the glory of your soul, maybe focused on other people or other things or things you couldn't control. And now you've got the reins with the Chariot card and you're victorious and you're moving forward in a quick, beautiful way. And there's that Warrior card with the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords moves very quickly. Mutability with Gemini energy. So this is about you knowing that you're adaptable and that you can face the world and that you've got the keys and skills. And I really feel like you've dug deep with your spiritual nature. You may call it that. You may not call it that. But you've done a lot of beautiful work on yourself. I'm getting the name Mary coming through. So you could have a grandmother called Mary. I'm getting Augustine. So that could mean something to you, okay? Maybe there's a church you walk past or something from childhood. I'm not sure. I'm not getting into it too much. But they're keen to make their presence known. Someone's grandma or mother or auntie. I'm getting Philadelphia energy coming through here. And Maryland. Okay, it could be Maryland. They were trying to get through to give someone out there their key and synchronicity. Now, if that's not for you, don't think this reading's not for you, okay? Because it's just some people's ancestors really need to get the point across. We've got strategy here. So look at this checkerboard here again, okay? And you've learned new strategies in this new life. And again, this speaks of you putting the checkerboard behind you and knowing that, yeah, that world, that old world, it taught you a lot of stuff. But now you're the magician, okay? And you're going for wish fulfillment. This is lovely. Magician energy, wish fulfillment energy with the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands here, okay? So only the best for you. You've realized you're worth just as much as everyone else. And I'm also getting this message of, you've realized that the people who seem most successful, often they're just good at hiding their bad habits. So maybe for someone out there or for a few of you, you looked out at the world and, especially when we're young, we kind of feel like there are those confident people and then there are maybe more quiet people or more shy people. But now you're realizing that actually confidence is about valuing yourself here. Queen of Wands energy with the Queen of Cups. So you're realizing that you are one of those people that wants to shine and can shine, and that your habits and your soul's lessons don't define your value. All right. So your value is inherent. You're born valuable. You're always valuable. And I feel like that's something key here that you're starting to realize. Maybe you grew up in a household where maybe there was a golden child and you were overlooked or something like that. Okay. It doesn't have to be that, but something like that. And maybe, you were put in a position where it seemed like other people had more than you or more potential than you, and you've realized that's absolute crap. There's lots of people out there who just hide stuff better, or people out there who just get a different start to you. But you are all inherently beautiful and valuable in your own divine essence and the uniqueness of this. I cannot stress this enough, how unique and beautiful your soul is. And you've dug deep for this and you found, your own personal, I'm getting petals could mean something to you. You found that you are a rose unfolding. And this is beautiful, the sense of self-love you found, and inner value, despite maybe, having family members who were older than you in a guardianship position or a parental position, who maybe, didn't always make you feel great. Or maybe you had siblings who got treated differently to you. Like I say, that's a message for one person. Or maybe these relationships or whatever made you feel like less than for a little while. But you've cracked that nut open now. You've opened that coconut. And once you crack that coconut open, you can't close it again. So there's you in your crown. 9 of Cups. You found your own personal keys to salvation, I'm getting. You found salvation. And it's beautiful. We've got on the table. So now you're asserting yourself. Now you're letting the universe know what you want. And you're letting other people know what you want. So I feel like you found your voice as well. I feel like you found a way of conveying yourself that really fits you. And now people are going to listen to you. 6 of Pentacles, balanced relationships. Not accepting less than you deserve. Really knowing that when you put that force of will out there and you do it with an energy of self-love and self-respect behind it, the universe responds differently. So I'm getting the energies of a standing ovation, okay? And this is from the divine, but I also feel like there's more applause coming your way. Okay, this could manifest in the physical as you literally getting a standing ovation, being cheered on, being celebrated, and people really loving the way you've conducted yourself and the way you've made it through the rain, cheese alert, made it through the rain and really put your crown on, okay? And I don't say that to be conceited. I say it because it's so divine. You've really found your divinity here. And I know you went through it. And I know, some lessons we have to repeat and repeat and repeat. Happens to the best of us, okay? But you've done it. That's what we're here on this plane for. To take those lessons and to handle energies differently and to do things differently than before and to improve, on how we handle things over and over again. No matter how many attempts it takes, you got back up and you got back up and you got back up. So I'm getting a lot of emotion coming through from the divine realm here. It's absolutely beautiful. You're shedding your old skin and you can never put that skin back on. All right. So it's gorgeous energy. We've got fireworks here. Okay. And this says short term here. So you could be, the vibe I'm getting from this card is you trying out a lot of things, but not wanting to be too pinned down for a while. I feel like you're in a really experimentative phase of your life. I think I said that right. I feel like you're really experimenting in life now, much like, a butterfly. From flower to flower, they fly, right? Fluttering by. I feel like that's what you're kind of going for at the moment. A lovely sense of freedom, trying new things and seeing who's out there and seeing what's new and seeing what tickles your soul. And there's something about colors with you. I feel like your life is tuned into HD. This is like, I'm getting monochromatic. Is that black and white? I'm not sure. You've gotten out of the black and white of the checkerboard of the mind and dealing with people who think there's a right or wrong way of doing things. You're doing it your way and you're doing it in a beautiful, colorful way. And that's the way we all intend to do it before we come back onto the earth plane, when we can remember the fullness of our divinity. And you're one of those rare beings who can crack into the backstage and remember your full divinity. And you've earned that. And any pain you've been through, it's really helped giving you your bearings when it comes to you feeling into the divine more. Maybe you felt broken, and I'm getting some of your experiences could have been emotionally brutal, but that made you realize how gorgeous the divine is. And in a way, it gave you your bouncing off point so you could really appreciate all the gentleness in life and all the lightheartedness in life and, really appreciate those things that uplift your soul. So I can feel the breeze on my skin. So I feel like you're going to be getting out into the sunshine a lot, a lot of liaising and a lot of floating around, but also being invigorated and feeling free and lovely and wonderful. The answers. This is so gorgeous. I feel like you found a lot of personal answers. You found your own personal key to how you want to live your life. And you could call it playing the game of life. I feel like you found a lot of humor in what you've gone through. And once you get to that point in life where you can look back on the most painful experiences and still find the funny side, that's one of the shamanic keys to let you know that you've transmuted the energy, to laugh at the things that could have broken you before. That's true divine spiritual wisdom. So I'm getting shamanism for you. Maybe you've been pursuing that. I feel like you've really got this inner cabinet of the soul that just feels so beautiful to me. And you could be the key for a lot of other people. It doesn't mean you've got to get a job doing something like that, like spiritual, although you could be. But I feel like just your mere presence is so gorgeous. Maybe you do have an idea of the way you sprinkle such beautiful energies into people's minds and into their souls. And, you know, those invisible energies uplift people and the energy you take with you. But I feel like you're going to be moving around in such a lovely, flowing, gorgeous way, finding more answers. But I also feel like you have become your own answer. And I feel like you're transmitting that energy to others in such a unique and unpredictable way that's going to really uplift the paradigm and have gorgeous energies flowing back around to you. So you've really found your circuit of the soul. This is like you've got the circuits running in your soul beautifully. The light is on. We've got influence and we've got spiritual work. You know, I did have a feeling that with that key here, it's like you have the key in your heart now. I'm getting that song. I've got the key. I've got the secret. I've got the key to another day. Okay, so you may have heard that song. It's like a British song. I'll try and put it in the comments. But you may already know it. But influence here. You have far more influence than you maybe realize, or maybe you're realizing your influence now. Magenta. I'm getting rich. Pinks could mean a lot to you. And we've got spiritual work here. You've done your inner work, I feel. And now you're ready to be generous with what you've learned and help people get moving quickly. Knight of Swords energy. You know, you're like a breath of fresh air now, all right? Spirit really wants to get that across. And if you are thinking about doing spiritual work, I'm getting here that you are so well protected in that lovely cashmere energy that I was picking up on earlier. And I do feel like this is ancestral, okay? Because you could hear my voice earlier on in the video. I do really feel like you've got a lot of fierce protection if necessary. Your ancestors are protecting you fiercely on this pathway because they know how hard you've worked lifetime to lifetime. Okay, and you could be reflecting on money matters with this little Five of Pentacles over here, thinking, you know what, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I need to get the currency flowing. And the Six of Pentacles here tells me that your generous heart and soul is going to really help you get that currency flowing. You know, the energy you're putting out is going to pull in a lot of abundance in all of its formats. It's just like a gorgeous new stream of consciousness you found. You're in a new stream of life now. And I can feel it. It's warm, it's comforting, and it's new, but you've earned it. All right. This isn't just about some small little change of mind. This is big, man. This is so big. And you're going to know if this reading is for you because it will feel to you like you've done so much work, but you cannot go back to who you were before because you know yourself so much better now. You've done it. You've done the spiritual work that everyone talks about. And it's in a really rich, visceral way where you just can't ever go back to who you were now. And you know that. I feel like you had a major epiphany. Maybe you bumped into someone, had a reading, something like that, and it changed your life. Or you tried something, you know, a shamanic ritual, and it connected you to the divine in a way that you absolutely know for sure that there is a divine and that you are divine, but you have that key inside of you always now. Right? And they're saying that's the key that is powering this platform and taking you wherever you want to go. So generosity is key here. And I feel like you are such a generous person. But Spirit is saying you are the gift here. You are the gift for people. Your presence is a gift. And they're saying if you could see how bright you shine, your auric field, you would know that you sprinkle that shine everywhere you go. Something about rolling the dice here. And they're golden dice, you know, with maybe a new job. Understanding that your soul is a gift to the planet and that you have influence. spiritual influence. Whether you want to monetize that or not is up to you, but you're fully protected. There's wealth here because you carry that gold within you now, because you cracked it. You got out of the cellar of the mind and you got onto the mezzanine, and you're now, sitting in a whole new positioning. And it's your platform. It's you that's created this platform. They cannot stress enough how beautiful this spiritual work is and how rare it is. So I'm clapping. Flexibility here, okay? You can see this bat is protecting itself, but it's ready to fly at all times. It's so gorgeous. So there's that energy of you moving in different ways and letting the universe guide you. I'm getting so many beeps out here, okay? So that's a sign. I feel like the beeps are coming for you, okay? The beeps are letting you know you did it. You're amazing. People do notice you, okay? And people are watching you. And I feel like, maybe receiving attention was something a little strange for you before. Let me just sort these cards out. Yeah, I've got addiction poking through out of this deck. So I feel like you've conquered any addictions. And that could be addiction to TV. That could be addiction to selling yourself short, or addiction to your comfort zone would be a better way of putting it. But you've jumped out of that. Whatever it was, doesn't matter what it was. We've all got our lessons to learn, no matter how they get labeled. You've jumped out of your own personal checkerboard and earned your wings, all right? And Spirit's also saying no one can judge you for whatever this addiction was, because we've all got many. We all have these comfort zones, and we all have the things that bring us comfort. And some people in your life may have judged you for certain things you were doing. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. If I were to look at you through that lens of judgment, what would I find out about you? Especially if you're an open person and you were dealing with people who play the social stock market, keep their cards really close to their chest, hide all their flaws or whatever. And maybe, you've dealt with people who weren't as open as you, but wanted to judge you. And it's like, listen, if I was to, really nose through your life, if you were to be as open as me and tell me the truth about how you really are, again, ancestors are saying, let them judge, okay? I'm getting a funny quote here. It's so 1982 to be judging people for falling into comfort zones when you're hiding your own problems. That's for someone who's judged you out there, okay? You've done the bloody work, and you've done it with raw authenticity. You're honest with yourself. You're open. You're free. You're beautiful. So anyone who's judged you in the past, they're still stuck in the cellar. They're still stuck in a crate of denial, all right? And they might be good at hiding it, but they can't hide it from the universe, all right? The universe sees everything, okay? So that's just a little bit of reassurance for you that you're doing it perfectly well. And it's often the people who are doing it wrong that have the most to say, all right? And they're stagnant. They stay in one place with their little image, okay? And I do feel like people may have hurt you in the past because you're just so naturally loving, open heart here, empathy. And I feel like you understand people on such a unique level. And it's hard to find someone like you who's understanding when it comes to our unique pathways. We're not supposed to all be the same, like little pawns on the board. Oh, no. And I feel like you're sick of being judged by the pawns when, you turned into a queen on the board, in the sense that the queen can move in any direction and grow wings, okay, and jump off that board. And you've done that. And someone else is still a pawn on the board. Or, maybe this is just your ancestor saying, please don't let the pawns on the board upset you. Even if they talk to a lot of other pawns, they're still going to realize that you did it right, okay? And you're going for this holy grail. This Queen of Cups energy here is really calling out to me the passion coming first before the devotion. So right now I feel like you're buzzing like a firework. You kind of want to get out there. Maybe not buzzing in a manic way, but like you're ready. You can feel the frisson of the universe. You've got your frequency up to this kind of neon magic kind of energy. And then I feel like you're going to find a beautiful pursuit. I'm getting a hot pursuit. So that could be symbolic for somebody in many different ways. Hot pursuit. Let me know if that resonates. But to me, it feels like a secret thing. You could be hotly pursuing a new vocation, or just hotly pursuing your pathway, or someone could be hotly pursuing you. We never know. But we've got to find feminine here. All right. And yin, you've accessed the non-physical. You've accessed the yin realm in such a beautiful way. So now you're like a conduit. You're like a portal for beautiful, high vibrational, non-physical energy to flow through you and to enhance the world around you, to enrich the world around you. And I feel like that's your spiritual mission. Mission sounds a bit intense, but you just being your natural self is going to uplift the world. So they're saying just keep on doing what you're doing. You've released what you needed to release. And I feel like maybe you're a little bit obscure. The black rose could mean something to you. Got a few over here myself. We've got a return here and clarity. So you've gotten your clarity here. Soulmates beneath that. So I feel like, you're open to beautiful new relationships of all varieties and meeting those beautiful people who really want to make the most of life. And, those people who uplift our soul and connect and blend with us in such beautiful ways. You're on that frequency. So that's beautiful. And maybe you're going to be taking yourself out of obscurity. We've got Adidas on the card. So that could be symbolic. You could meet someone who's wearing Adidas, and that could be important for you. But this is you and the light you give out. You're like a jar of fairy lights, okay? Because you moved on and let go of things and you learned those beautiful spiritual lessons that we come here to learn. So they want you to know that you are a divine being now. You've secured that into place. You've shed, the old skin. And you're doing things in a new way with new strategies. And I feel like maybe you're ready to be seen in a whole new way as well. And be generous with this gorgeous. It's like your energy is like a firework or a butterfly. They want you to know how unique it is, the energy that you pull in, and that you enhance everything you touch now that you've found yourself. Okay, and you're touching a lot of hearts. So I do hope this reading has been good for you. I love you, darlings, and I'm so proud of you. I'm sending you a big hug and a big kiss on the cheek. Mwah. Lots of love.